without further ado, let's get going. So just like the normal vanilla game, you can hold start, and you don't have to press, you just hold start, you don't have to go through the whole intro scene or whatever. Now when you start the Evermizer, you're going to start with the Bone Crusher, much like you do in the vanilla game. And let me talk a little bit about what modes I have right now set up. As you can see, our pupper is looking a little off color from what you're used to. That's because I have Evermizer set up. I don't really know how you all play the game. I don't know what kind of experience you have with the different dogs and what you like to use, if you even like to use the dog in combat. But Evermizer is just, it's a fun little thing to have different dogs throughout the game. It doesn't really affect gameplay too much. You're not going to see, at least currently, you're not going to see Toaster Dog in any of these acts until Act 4, just because Toaster Dog likes to break the game. His bark doesn't really mix well with the music tracks of the game. So there's that game mode. This is on hard, and it's on chaos. So I'm going to be showing you, who knows, as far as alchemy. I don't know if we'll be using alchemy or not. We'll see. Well, that's just funny. So while we're going through this, we'll talk about what I just picked up. So this is the first screen of the game. There's a few chests you can get, and they're worth picking up. I would say that when you start this game, most of the time you're going to be going for all the chests you can grab at the beginning, because the usual strategy is going to be going towards Thrax. And you're going to want to have something that's going to help you fight Thrax. Whether you're an experienced player or not, Thrax can reveal himself as an issue. So you want to be careful. You want to kind of gauge what you have equipment-wise. And one thing to do with that is grab all these chests at the beginning and see what you end up with. So for example, if I end up with no weapon that's significantly stronger than the Bone Crusher, I might rely more on alchemy. If I get a strong weapon, I might rely more on using that. So typically, you're going to go through that first screen, you're going to pick up those couple of gourds. You can pick up ingredients if you want, it's really up to you. I like to do that just because of the randomness of the ingredients. You might pick up something that's a little harder to grab in vanilla. Like I got some meteorites there, which is awesome. And then you're just going to want to die to these raptors. These raptors take a lot of time to kill. It's not really worth it, and the prize that you get from the vanilla game isn't accessible in the Evermizer. You'll still get 50 talons, but the prize you would get from the guy in the main center hut, he's not going to give you that for beating the raptors. I don't think, at least. Sliver, you can correct me if I'm wrong. So you'll die, and you'll end up here, and then you want to go through the village and pick up any spare chests. Any spare chests, all the chests, because you don't know what you're gonna need. And another great reason that you're going to want to pick up all these chests is because of what the requirements are for the Evermizer. You need 2 diamond eyes, the gauge, and the wheel to get to Act 4. And then from there, you end up going through all of Act 4, you pick up the energy core, and then you beat the game. So the wheel is on a boss, the diamond eyes are on a boss, but the gauge is in one of the bajillion pots or gourds that are throughout the entire game. So you're going to want to pick up as many chests as you can until you find that. $250-ish? Okay. Now, there's also another item in that same kind of thinking, the Night Basher. You don't necessarily know if you need the Night Basher, but the Night Basher is going to be found in one of these pots also. And that's going to give you access to Sterling and all the pots at Gomi's Tower, as well as Mongola. So we'll talk to Fire Eyes. She'll give us our first spell, and then we'll finish up here, and we'll go straight to the screen on the right. Alright, psychopaths, would you like a name for the dog? Maybe one you don't have to use talons on, but you can all agree on? We'll go with Omelette, since you redeemed the money for Turdo as well. Omelette, also known as the sound the lily pads make when you walk over them. Oh my gosh. Wait, why is that fun? Oh, I get it, ya. I get ya. Okay, so. The very first chest I picked up was the 30 Thunderballs. The English version of Evermore has a little bit of a quirk where the Thunderballs and the... I got Force Field, huh? I don't care about that. That could be useful for Thrax. The Thunderballs and the Cryoblast projectiles are received as infinite ammo. So you'll get them, but they'll never actually deplete. Which, when you finally get the bazooka, makes a lot of the game very trivial. So that was a very good find early on. And I'll have to thank Lonk later for giving me the seed number. No, it's not the... Is it the particle bombs? The Thunderball projectiles. Particle bombs. I thought that was weird when I said that. Okay, so the particle bombs and the cryoblasts don't deplete. Regardless, though, picking up 30 of these Thunderball projectiles will get us through a fair amount of enemies if we don't want to have to rely on magic to get us through. So right now I don't have unlimited ammo, you're right. Alright, so what you're seeing me do right now is do a lot of minimal damage to these enemies. And that's because these enemies right here, comparatively... Oh, that's a shame. I'm gonna let you alive, actually. Give a lot of experience. Regardless of if you get a good spell, an alchemy spell from here or from the acid rain guy, if you have a weapon at this point, or the hardball cave guy, you're going to want a little bit of a grind for levels just to deal with everything in the Buck Muck. Of course, it's possible to get through that and not have to worry about dying, but it's better safe than sorry. You don't have to do this. You'll get plenty of experience from Thrax and the maggots that you kill. But we got Force Field. This is on Hard and Chaos. I'm not too enthusiastic about what our chances are for getting a spell I can use effectively. It's also possible that we do get some call beads along the way, which might do some damage to Thrax's heart. But ideally, I want to get the boy's HP into the 50s or 60s. So we'll get one more level on the boy, and then we'll progress on. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. So we got... If you get a weapon earlier on, you can go to the Acid Rain guy. There's some gourds over there. You can also go back down south of the village. How does the Evermizer handle Strongheart? If you haven't beat Thrax yet. Is he still in his hut? And yeah, you're right. You have access to all of Act 2 or Act 3. If you, because in the Evermizer you have access to Windwalker as soon as you get the, some slashing weapon to cut through the bushes to get to any Windwalker landing zone. So here's Jaguar Ring guy. To get the Jaguar Ring, this is currently not shuffled into anywhere, so you always get the Jaguar Ring here. To get it, you need to buy something. And so at this point, you should have a little bit of money. You might get some from earlier in town or from a gourd, whatever. I got mine from grinding. What you're going to want to have, since I don't have a weapon, you're going to want to have some petals for healing, but you're also going to want to have 1 or 2, it doesn't hurt to have 3 dog biscuits. And the reason for that is Thrax likes to cast Acid Rain, and if the dog is dead, there's a chance, it's not all the time, but most of the time, he'll cast a single target Acid Rain on the boy alone, and that's going to do a massive amount of damage. Maybe not enough to kill you, but if you get hit with a maggot and then Acid Rain without a chance to heal in between, that's usually instant death. Now, every once in a while, Thrax's code makes him multicast this on a maggot also, so it doesn't do as much damage to the boy. It's also not really worth chancing. Yeah, imagine that, Sliver. The game lies to you? Okay. Now, if you have the correct dog, it's also possible to alchemy glitch here. I'm not going to worry about that for this tutorial, not tutorial, strategy video. Pick up some free ingredients along the way. Another biscuit. Game's making me really worried about what Thrax is going to be like. I'm supposed to let the dog sniff. What do you mean? Supposed to let the dog sniff and not run down with the boy. I don't know what you mean by that. Well, sure, but I gotta do stuff a little slow right now. So those are like speedrun strats for going through the entire thing. I haven't done as many Evermizer seats to really put together speedrun strats like this. This is more strategies for getting through tough spots and bosses and whatnot. I'm not gonna, there's gonna be tons of places where that's not gonna happen in a very fast method, Sliver. But you can make a video if you want to show off those things. By all means, do that. Yeah, but I need time to talk about stuff. In essence, this game is very quick. Nitro, huh? Acorns and equip it. But you're talking from a speedrunner's mindset, mind you. It's very easy to assume that people are going to have these things in their mind. You say no-brainer, but I'm not doing that, and I used to speedrun the heck out of this game. Just because it doesn't, like, click that way. Whether that's from lack of experience or just because my brain's mush. Who's to say? That gourd. Now it's time to glitch nitro. No. I'd really rather not get tore up by the sons of something in the pyramid. So yeah, if you wanted to go through here as fast as possible, you take the dog, especially if you had Act 1 doggo. But I'm just gonna run through here. It's a nice casual playthrough. With some helping strategies for bosses and whatnot. Oh, I forget where you are. That was the thing. Man, I'm getting acorns. Well, that's a sprite. So, I put the dog on defensive. I don't usually use the dog when I play, so it's up to you how you want to go about using the dog. But we can give a special shout out to Cyber, who was so kind to find how to glitch alchemy, showing us all how further broken this game really is. To you, Cyber, and all that you do. Okay, so you've been through the bug muck before. I'm assuming you've played this game at some point in your life. Now, I'm not going to be making save states. Save states on SD to SNES is kind of scary, especially for boss fights, or especially for boss fights that have Thrax music, because the game crashes. So we're just going to go through this. It'll be fine. We'll be fine. Do I have any nitro? I got 1 nitro. Alright, whatever. How should I let USB to SNES? What? Is that from me? Not from you. You, I think it was you, Des, who typed into the Discord when we were setting up for the multi-world what the address was. I didn't say you know about USB to SNES. I said you would know what the server address was before the port information. Anyway, Thrax, okay? Get in here without glitching. No intro skip, outro skip, none of that stuff from the speedrun. You come in here. A couple of different ways to handle this. I have 1 call bead, I have 1 nitro. It's not going to do a ton of damage. Excuse me. I'd rather save it if I can for some other things. Now, I am only at this level. I only have 57 HP, so it's going to be a little bit of a grind. But this is okay. We have dog biscuits, we have full nectar, we have full petals. What we want to do is pay attention to what Thrax does, kind of on a timer basis. So, okay, Sliver would use it for speed. Yes, you can intro and outro skip. But again, this is not for a speedrunner. This is for a strategy of, like, instead of having to grind for crazy levels, this is for people who might want to get through it at a little bit faster pace than just grinding. I did mention it, saying you don't have, this is without doing that. I'm not going to mention every speedrun trick. There's too many with this game. Okay, so for Slivu's sake, let's go ahead and we'll throw a nitro, throw a storm. MLB the dog here, so the dog takes that damage. So that's a good chunk of damage. So with Thrax, you can do that. You can cast Alchemy. Cool. He's got roughly 350. He's got 341 HP or something like that left. So what we're going to be doing is attacking him and then healing. Now you can attack with the boy. He'll do some amount of damage. You get knocked back. And you're going to want to heal whenever your HP gets under 35, roughly. Now, you notice I took a second attack there. Because Thrax... I hit Thrax, he knocked me back, and then he screamed and hit me for another 5. That scream and another 5 is halfway through his attack cycle. So, it's like... I forget how long it is, but there's some length of time before he does that, and then once he does that, that same amount of time later, he's going to cast Acid Rain. So I need to keep that in mind. So I'm going to go ahead and heal both of us. I'm going to walk up here. I'm not going to pay any attention to these maggots. Get my stamina back. Attack again. Should be able to get one more attack in. So now I got a bunch of maggots over there I kind of want to dodge. And now he's going to do Acid Rain. So this is kind of like the slow, drawn-out way of doing this. So 29 damage, 31 damage. It's a lot of damage. This is why you want dog biscuits. If you didn't have dog biscuits before coming to this fight, I recommend getting the talons for it and going and buying dog biscuits. They're very useful because right now I'm at 18 health. I'm surrounded by these maggots. Those claws that Thrax has can do a lot of damage to you. And so that's something that you need to watch out for. Now, hey Neo, welcome back. What I like to do, and I learned this from the No XY challenge, is switch damage. So when you saw I cast the magic, I was in control of the dog. That's because Thrax will attack, well, he'll counterattack whatever character is active at the time of him taking damage. So what I like to do is tap B to attack with the boy, and then quickly press select, and that'll switch to the dog. The dog will take the damage, and then I can switch back to the boy and do another attack, switch to the dog, so the dog takes the damage, so on and so forth. So I'll try to show that off right here. With that, and Thrax is dead. So you can do it either way. Cast whatever little spells you have, if you have any, and then just slowly whittle away, healing yourself if you get under a certain amount of HP. Or you can do this attack switch, where you like gently tap B and then quickly press select. You don't want to hold B and press select, because then you won't switch characters. Little spells, not little as in the power of the spells, little as far as I only had one cast of Nitro and one call bead cast. So of course we rescue Strongheart. He gives us the 10 wax, 10 oil. We're on our way. Now I got a dino skin from that fight, which is interesting. So I'm gonna guess that I'm gonna get a weapon in these chests, although I thought, unless I missed a chest somewhere. Well, I seem to remember those 10 wax and 10 oil were glitched, were they not? So I don't really remember. Okay, so there's our laser lance. So laser lance had to be here. I didn't miss any chests. And this is our progression as a slashing weapon through any bushes we might come across. That's just bad luck. Alright, Acid Rain guy is going to give us Fireball. Grease is going to be hard to come by, so I'm not that interested in it. Alright, got another Call Bead. Now, Fire Eyes, so the four main, well, I actually forget what Rufflebird gives you, Call Bead wise. Maybe Sliver, you can answer that. Fire Eyes will always give you 6 Call Beads. Horus and Camellia will always give you what you don't have, up to 6 Call Beads. So pretty standard. Beat the boss, come back to town, talk to Fire Eyes again. She's going to give you 6 Call Beads. And we're going to use that in the route that I like to take in going through most of the second thirds of Act 1. So from here, I'm going to check the area, the surrounding area, get some extra spells, see what we get, because we might need Levitate at some point. I'll be able to access more gourds now because I have the laser lance. And then I'm going to go fight the vipers in the graveyard, fight the cave raptors, and because I had the laser lance, I should be able to get up to the top of the volcano and see what that spell is. So let's go check out Strongheart. But before that, we do have one chest we have to pick up over here. Pop Duck! So with the laser lance, that's a great addition strength-wise. Second strongest weapon in the game, I think. I don't know if the Atom Smasher is actually stronger than it or not. Now, this armor really doesn't do too much for us, but I mean, it's armor. What are we getting? There's our levitate, and not too bad of a cost, so we should be able to have plenty of casts of that. You have Thief. Hey, I didn't roll this seed. I mean, it was long seed number. What do you want from me, Sliver? So yeah, levitate could be anywhere. It's not going to be just in Act 1. It could be anywhere. It could be on the one-up guy at the dead end of the Dark Forest. It could be on Neris, and you're stuck in an infinite 50-50 chance loop. We just got really lucky, and it was here. Alright, so this guy shows up after you beat Thrax. He's going to give us Call Up. Seems oddly familiar. Now we're going to equip this spell even though we can't actually use it. Hopefully we find some dry ice somewhere. Get to cast it a little bit, but probably not. Okay, so I like to go up through here because we could stand to get a few more levels before we try to take on Act 3, which will be the next place I'm going to. And these are some more free checks without dying. Hopefully. Now, unlike the speed run, you can walk through here. So you can just... So see, I can walk through here, but I can't enter this. So this was fixed in the Evermizer to where you need levitate to actually move this boulder. So you do have access to get into this dungeon. Not important, Locke. Not important. But I'm not at the capacity to where I could handle beating Magmar right now. Could be worth to check out for the chests. I'm gonna have to think about that because I don't actually think I've got levitate this early and could cast it. Yeah, I'm not going in there yet. And the reason I'm not going in there yet is because there are other things we can do that are safer. Dealing with those vipers. Is not something I want to do. I have limited resources right now. So, depending on what spell you have equipped, three heat waves will 60-70% of the time be enough to take out those the pink vipers. Now for the Viper Commander, you might have to do some damage to them yourself. But at this point, with the HP that you have, you should be okay just kind of dodging and attacking with your weapon. So you do get a boss prize from these guys. We got 10,000 gold coins, which is Mongola's vanilla prize. And that's going to really help us as far as buying ingredients if we need them. Or armor later on. Pick up some more ingredients there. Quick checks for those. And we'll see what we have in here. Alright, just more ingredients. Now I do have the laser lance. So it really... It kind of depends on preference what you want to do, but... Ow, puppy, save me. It's easy to get ganged up on by these raptors. So I'm going to go ahead and just cast a heat wave. See what kind of damage I do. Kind of gauge it. Get rid of one of them. And you should be able to handle 2 by yourself. Alright. So they're also in the prize pool. You want to check in there. I do. Sliver, I do. Go ahead and throw that on poor puppers. Puppers. So I'm gonna go through this right side first, get all these checks. Check here. Now, at this point, it really is preference for the player on what you want to do and as far as what you want to do as far as glitches. So, to mitigate the majority of damage, if you're not going to do stuff like Atlas Glitch to where you become invincible, which is difficult, especially if you go on harder and chaos logic with what Atlas costs or defend costs. Or actually, defend doesn't matter as much. Anyway, if you don't want to do that, there's the wings glitch. And wings, when on a non-dungeon screen, when they're used, they take away your hitbox and detection. So there's very little things that can actually damage you. If you don't want to go the wing strat way and you want to get barrier to protect yourself, or you have Horus's Aura spell for his call beads, you can do that. And so you're going to want to be continuing to search alchemy locations for spells. Now I have levitate. I don't need any other spells. I mean, I'm not really sure how I want to handle going through the rest of the game, so I'll keep checking some of these spell locations, if only just to show where they are. Oh, puppers. Okay, and so the reason that we end up here, we are in no way ready for the swamp. Ow. But we can do these 2 checks. And then our Windwalker is right here. So now, finally, we're gifted the option to go to either a different spot in Act 1, to 2 different places in Act 2, or to Tinker's in Act 3. And where I'm going to go is Tinker's in Act 3. I'm going to do this for a couple of reasons. One, we have access to a couple spells really quick back to back. We don't have the currency normally to buy ingredients from Tinker. Now, we got lucky enough to get the 10,000 gold coins drop, so that's pretty great. But normally, you're not going to have the currency to buy anything here. But get that chest. There's 2 spells you get in here. And then directly to the right, past the hallway fight, you get a refill on call beads if you use them all. And access to Neris for a spell, a couple more checks, and then the prison. And what our goal is going to be right now is to go through the prison to get us into Evan Tower. Because that Evan Tower town. Because the town itself has a multitude of checks. It also currently has the bazooka for free. So we're going to be picking up the bazooka to use as our damage dealer. And hopefully we'll find some more bazooka ammo somewhere in the seed. So the strategy for this hallway fight coming up, you've got 2 Mad Monks, you've got 2 Vipers, and then you have the Dancing Fools. Oh, I do have a... So we got really lucky with this seed in that I can have a good supply of nitro when I need it. I feel kind of bad about that. I'm gonna abuse the heck out of it. So we save, that's fine. I'm gonna want to get rid of my call beads anyway here. So how many call beads do we have right now? We have 4 call beads. So I can't take out all these enemies with 4 call beads. If you wait long enough, more enemies will drop down and then you can kind of multi-target. But you're also going to be getting hit like that unless you're just super awesome at controlling both the dog and the boy. Now these Mad Monks aren't too bad to deal with, but keep in mind, we don't have any herbal essences right now. You might from drops or whatever, but I don't. So if I get plagued, it's game over. I'm just going to be careful here. I'm going to wait for him to swing, then attack. And then for this, you can call bead. I'm just casting something goofy right here, right now, just to kind of... And there you go. That's the hallway fight. We're out of call beads. That was me trying to kind of show you don't need to have all call beads for that whole fight or magic to deal with it. You use what call beads you can. You can deal with the Mad Monks, okay? And then we'll meet Camellia, Queen Blueguard, and she's going to give us 6 call beads. And we're going to use those 6 call beads to deal with the prison, which would otherwise just absolutely destroy us if we didn't have any alchemy. You gotta love Everpupper walking backwards. You don't even want that fixed, do you, Sliver? Ya-ta-ta! Alright. Now, a smart person would go back and save, but... Chat, I ask you, 1 or 2? So yeah, that one chest. Chest here. Chest down here. Pixie does. And and Naris. One vote for 2. Well, I'm not getting that spell. Thanks, Turbo. Okay, so right now, we're stuck. In the vanilla game, you walk down through here and you soft lock because Verminator would be here. I don't know what you did to handle that sliver. It's been forever. So the only way to get into town or the sewers is to go into the prison, which we're going to do right now. It's fixed that way, so you probably... Yeah, you can't get in there. Everything's fixed. Okay. That sounds right. Sounds familiar. So, prison-wise, here's what you're going to want to do. You're going to fight 2 raptors, 2 spiders, and then the guard bot. All of which can wreck your day. Just to be safe, I'm going to heal the boy right now. Now, the raptors, you can do some damage with your weapon that you have. Especially, I mean, laser lance can do some damage, but it's dangerous fighting them because they can hit you really, really hard. So it's best not to chance it. $61 damage right there. Outrageous. So what I did was I took Camellia's Call Bead and I cast Plague on this enemy. And that's just going to kill it without me having to really take any damage. Well, I mean, I'm not going to die, Sliver. Now, if you were that worried about it, well, we don't have any wings right now. If you're not too comfortable kind of dodging these enemies and staying out of the way, you can go to Act 2 right after you get the Windwalker, exchange your currency, and buy some wings. The wings will work on this screen. They'll give you that invincibility. And then you can either spend your time attacking or you can cast Plague to kind of speed it up. Now, these enemies do have a certain range that they go before they attack you. I mean, yeah, you can delay the prison if you want to. But, as far as the density of checks, Ebon Keep has a high amount compared to other places. So, sure, you can go to Act 2, and you can go into the pyramid, and you can go into the ruins and do what you can there, see what you can get. But as far as density of checks, Act 3, Ebon Keep Town has a lot. So you can multicast Plague, you can do the same thing. And then we got this big baddie right here. Thank you, Pooch. So I'm a little terrified to go near him. I'm not gonna lie. And yeah, that robot is destructive. He will absolutely wreck you. Good, he's still taking damage. But like I said, this is me trying to show that you don't need spells to get through here. I've got plenty of nitro spells, so if he pops his head up here again. Let's just go ahead and get things rolling. And there's Robot Guy. Yeah, you can use pixie dust if you want to. We got lucky enough to find a pixie dust. Now, which one of these takes me to the town? This one. Okay. So there's 2 exits from the prison. One takes you into the sewers, and that way you can go back through the dark forest, or you can go, if you have Night Basher, up through Gomi's Tower. The other exit takes you to here, and this is where we're going to do our large amount of checks. So it starts you at the bottom of the town. So most of these houses have 2 or 3 chests in them. The ones on the bottom levels don't have one up on this side of the room. And Slivu, you're gonna have to remind me where the back entrance is for one of these houses. I'm a little hazy on that. Besides, if there is one besides the spell. Okay, so the inn. We have to talk to Cecil first to get him to spawn over here. Now, he'll give you the bazooka in this current version as long as you buy some piece of equipment. And I got lucky. So I'm just going to go ahead and buy this. So I could deal with a lot of stuff. Mitigate some damage. We have 31 shots with the bazooka. We'll see what we do with that. Honestly, with the amount of magic I have, I might just go the nitro route. We'll see. Go for it, Turbo. Alright, so after the inn, when you're coming up, there's going to be a chest on that kind of right side there. Chest in here. There's your start. Well, why change it then? Okay, with the Evermizer, Lance's house is... Well, Lance is active in his house, regardless if it's Ebon Keep or it's Ivor Tower. So you walk in, you walk out. Lance will talk to you to give you his spell. Lance is a great source of iron if you need it in Act 3. We got this. Let's see, we got this. Back there. Nothing there. That must be an Ivor Tower. Alright, so back here is the regrowth lady. You got 2 checks here. That might be Ivor Tower, Slivu. Lightning Storm. Oh, she sells acorns for cheaper. Lance, you ripped me off. So this top row of houses has one here, a chest up here, And then chest upstairs. I don't know if I did. We can always go back to check. So how much? 11 nitro. So one big gate in Evermizer is Verminator. What? Okay then. So here's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna go save. Now, what I was going to do was go back into the prison, come back out, go back to Act 1, and get some oil to have enough nitro to deal some damage to some things. But I ended up just getting the cryoblast, which is the strongest projectile for the bazooka. So I'm set for damage for the rest of the seed. However, I confused myself with what I was just saying. Now that I have that, I'm going to go ahead and save. And I'm going to fight Verminator. So Verminator is a big gate. He blocks fast travel between this town and the Windwalker. So I'm gonna go fight Verminator. And this is gonna be doable mainly because I have Pixie Dust. If you don't have Pixie Dust, I wouldn't necessarily recommend it. If you have spells for Nitro, you go back around to prison, you get oil, you get Nitro, you can go fight Verminator, that's fine. He could have something you need. No, it's okay, Sliver, I know. The house... The other town. Yeah. It had to be the other town. So, a multi-target explosion here would kill me. Plague would probably kill me, unless I got the town in time. You can... I think Plague is cured when you go and sleep in an inn, so I could always do that. So, what we're going to do is, I'm going to cast Pixie Dust on myself. Then I'm going to get into this fight. And we're going to hope the bazooka doesn't miss. Yeah, if we had Herbal Essence, we could also heal ourselves. So Verminator has 3,400 HP. It's easy enough to take on if you have plenty of... That's a bad spell again. But okay. See how much damage that did right there? Acid Rain's a bad spell if you're using a charged attack that's not bazooka. Because it takes so long for an animation that he can just fire off another spell immediately after. Okay, Diamond Eye, cool. We had to fight Verminator. Or probably had to. So if I had Nitro, I could just multi-target spellcast. If you don't know how to multi-target spellcast, I would suggest looking up videos on that. You basically just the dog, you press X, you go into your inventory, choose your target, and then real quick press BX. And that brings you back into the inventory before the whole casting animation is done. And that allows you to cast multiple attack spells on an enemy. So we have an option now. We have the Night Basher. We got the Night Basher from that chest. So we could go up through Mongola and Sterling, and beating Mongola has its own benefits when we get the energy core. Or we can go back to Act 2 and go through some checks. I'm going to go to Act 2 so that I can get some wings. I'm not going to use wings for the final boss rush, but for the sake of this video and just kind of showing what you can do, it'll be easier just to kind of walk through stuff with the wings. And plus, I'll just be showing the glitch off anyway. So we'll get this cutscene right here. And we'll go back to Act 2. Plus, I want to start the timer for the market. Hey, Mr. Freet. How did I survive that? Man, I don't know. That was weird, though. How the heck did I survive a single target spell from Verbinator? Multi-target explosion definitely would have wrecked me, for sure. So yeah, we're gonna go to Act 2. I'm gonna exchange my currency, and then I'm gonna load up on Herbal Essence and Wings. But not too bad so far. With the bazooka and this ammo, which I shouldn't have on hard chaos like this. Tisk tisk. We can go through a lot of stuff pretty quickly now. Oh, I mean, well, you're going to use Everpupper if you have the chance to use Everpupper. Oh, boo. So you can see on my tracker above me, there's that chicken is still grayed out. Market timer isn't going to start until I enter the actual market. So now that's started. I'm going to walk in here. I'm going to see what spell this guy has. Energize. Oh, blessed days. Energize. One fantabulous thing that Black Sliver has put into this game is the ability to have Energize work with the bazooka. So yeah, let's get some Herbal Essence. Get some wings. More dog biscuits. Whatevs. Hey, Lily. Yeah, I'm doing okay. Thanks for asking. Let's go up here and check this spell. Now, current version, there's not too much value in doing the market trading. So there's Sting. And then most people aren't super familiar with desert warps. I can just show this, but I'll show you how to do this the other way. I want to go check out what's on Sting location, which you can do from the other side, and I'll show that. But if you keep the dog sniffing at the top there, oh, I didn't want to do that either. Darn it. You can desert warp. I didn't mean to do that first try. Which will bring you here, and before you fall through that pit, you can come back up. Go to that oasis, then run directly upright. From this oasis, run directly up. Don't stray too far from the path. Call spliced on me. I ain't lost my skills. I still got it. And then you'll show up at the Sting Oasis. Talk to him. Super heal, whatever. And then the forward desert skip line up just above that. Go in here. I don't really want to really show off the desert warps. So we'll come down here. We'll show what this is. Hey, Vadoofs, thank you, thank you. So barrier check is behind. What the heck is that behind, Sliver? Forget. Behind Aegis? Okay. So we can check that barrier location after we beat Aegis, which requires 2 diamond eyes. and having a Vigor beaten. So okay, we're gonna go down here. This is the other location you can land in Act 2. And we're gonna go ahead and fall into the pit. To fight Vigor, you have to fall into this pit at some point. Gonna go ahead and get some easy money. 60 jewels off of Mad Monk is pretty good. Do these checks while I'm here. Now, what would be really mean, these 2 checks you have to do levitate on the boulder in the marketplace, then give Tiny a tapestry, he'll throw the rock, and then that'll be there. I'm not going to worry about that right now. Hopefully my gauge isn't behind there. What, Slivu? But... allow, we can turn that down. A little bit. No, Everpupper running in there. Drain, not too interested. Yes, I'd like to purchase. Please give me all the oil. What are you talking about? I got cryoblasts. Did you miss that? Yeah, so the chests underneath Verminator had Night Basher and 30 cryoblasts. Oh, I bet it's somewhere awful turbo. Okay, so you fall into the pit, you create this land bridge, and then you're at the bottom of the desert. Then you can run up to this oasis, directly upright into whatever it is for you guys. What's that look like? What's upright? Okay, so that's like I'm going left. That's upright. Go upright to the oasis, and then straight up to the next oasis, and that's where the Sting guy is. Alright, so we have 9:41 left on the clock before we have the access to Vigor. So let's go ahead and get some checks in. Oh, where do I want to go? Bum, ba, 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 bum. Bum, ba, 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 bum. You can buy armor from that guy if you want. One check in here. I think that's all that's in here. Yep. Okay. Now, Act 2 is a little strange with its axes. The walls in the pyramid will not break with anything except the bronze axe. Most of the walls. The walls outside in Act 2 can be broken with anything bronze axe and greater. Should give us crush. Now what I forgot to do is buy some bones. How many bones do I have? We'll get some bones on the way back. Or maybe Madronia sells them, I don't know. We'll find out. Okay. So with this little bit of time, we are going to what would you guys do? Would you check pyramid or ruins? Oh my gosh, why do I even live? Dry ice. Fair enough, fair enough. So, I would probably check the pyramid first. And here's why. The density of checks on the pyramid is greater. We don't have the hi, Queenie. We don't have the bronze axe, so we can't progress all the way through here. But for the ruins, we don't have the bronze spear or any heavier spear, so we can't progress through there. One quick trick here. If you don't want to deal with these bone buzzards, you can just switch characters and it despawns enemies around you. Now, I have all that armor I bought from Act 3 because I had the money for it, so a lot of these things aren't going to do a lot of damage to me. Another reason you go into Act 3 early and just abuse the plague spell. So you've got these checks at the top. You got this. Now, good point here. If you're low on life, the bone buzzards give 300 experience per kill. So it's very easy to level up off of them with just a little bit of magic, or your bazooka if you have infinite ammo. So you go through that room. How dare you? And then you get into this big old room. There's our other bazooka ammo. So, had I not checked out Act 3 first... Oh, there's my gauge right there. I would have got bazooka ammo here. Hey, Mega Weasel. So, okay, I got my gauge. I have my Night Basher. I don't really have a need to check any more chests now. So we're just gonna go ahead and go through this this dungeon up through Sons of Something, and then I'm gonna be stuck. So speedrun strat there. How dare you squared? Now, another nice thing about the Evermizer, you don't have to worry about these bridges breaking. These bridges, they stay up all the time now. This chest right here is always something amazing that you'll need for your run. Now, we got pretty lucky with what we grabbed, so we don't need to pick it up right now, but always check this chest. It will give you something really, really important as far as quality of life improvement. Alright. Oh, actually, I can't. Can I do that still? Ow. Yeah, it's a hard seed. Ow. What is this seed? Alright, so if you have the bronze axe, this guy right here, you can save your game. It's nice for if you are a little worried about Rimsala. You got these 5 checks right here you can pick up. Some more checks down here. You got checks that go through this gate that you would have to have the dog stand on that other switch to open. And there's some other miscellaneous pots to pick up in the pyramid. Find queen key for you. Ah, ugh. So we've got 3 minutes left to go fight Rimsala. We did really just luck out, which I feel really bad about. The seed's too easy for a strategy video. Why is your dog wrong? We have Evermizer on, Mega Weasel. So I'm gonna heal solely because I'm gonna hit Rimsala once with the bazooka. Well, actually, you know what? Never mind. No speedrun strats. Do it. So he's gonna cast Confound. But you have time to cast some spells on Rimsala. You don't. Darn it. So there's a speedrun strat to cancel that Confound animation. I'm not doing that for this video. Let's just kill him. So I heal because like he's not gonna do a whole lot of damage hitting me, but Flash Smite. So when he gets back up to the top, you can actually damage him. You do your damage with that. You multi-target spell cast on him. Not multi-target. Multi-cast spells on him. And there's Rimsala. Second Diamond Eye. So all we need now is our wheel, which is going to be on some boss. Alright, so let's go ahead. We're going to go... I had hoped to have some time to fall into that pit so I could go talk to Horus, but we'll put that off for now. Why do I never learn? Also, typically, just as like a small little thing, if you want to run faster, always run with a spear. You're going to run faster with a spear than you will with any other weapon. So, we have to enter the marketplace when the chicken is lit, which happens a minute from now. However, it's not super tight. You have what, Sliver? 4 minutes after that happens? So now we got plenty of energize for our needs. And then you can warp back to the top, you can fly back with the Windwalker. Up to you. So we have 2 Diamond Eyes. So actually... Okay, that's good to know. If you have 2 Diamond Eyes, so my chicken immediately... That's awkward. Usually, like in the vanilla game, once that timer hits 0, then you can enter this screen right here. You'll get the cutscene after you fall into the pit, of course, to go fight Vigor. But when you have 2 Diamond Eyes, the flag for fighting Aegis is unlocked, which unlocks this cutscene as long as you've already fallen into the pit. But yeah, usually, like Silver says, once that chicken becomes illuminated from the timer of the market coming down, you have 4 extra minutes to get into here before the timer restarts, and you have to wait again. So 14-minute timer, plus whatever amount of lag from screen switching and text boxes and whatnot. So you have 14 minutes from that, plus lag, plus 4 minutes wiggle room. So you got time to kill. You can check these chests. Queenie, what are you doing here? It's after 4 o'clock. I thought you were running the multi-world. I can see you've already reminded me of your role, Sliver. Okay, so at long last, although we're not going to do it too much justice, we have the ability to see the power of Energize plus Bazooka. Now, while we're killing Vigor, this ain't gonna be too exciting. If you don't have the Bazooka, you can just continually single target cast spells. Otherwise, I wouldn't recommend fighting Vigor unless you have a charged spear attack. See those bazooka shots right there? That's the power of Energize, baby. Now, I misspoke. So, I did have the laser lance, which means I could have full cleared the ruins. But the density of checks in the ruins isn't very high. There's more bosses, but just based off of logic and density of checks, I chose to go to the pyramid. And I got lucky. It worked out. I found my gauge in there. I found bazooka ammo if I didn't have bazooka ammo before. Granted, it's not the most powerful, it's the second most powerful, but it's still powerful bazooka ammo. So, I like going to the pyramid first before the ruins. But right now, we really are just in a boss hunt kind of mode. All we need is the wheel. And the wheel could be anywhere, so I could be hunting this for a while. Hey, Bed Chiller. Welcome in. So we can go right to fighting Aegis. We have 2 diamond eyes. Oh, maybe. I have the spoiler log downloaded in case I got super lost and didn't want to look like an idiot on the video. I can check that. At least after the seed. So I don't have time to cast Energize. Boo. Ooh! Naked dog! What happened to my dog? You turned naked! Sugamo's gameplay score, not logic score. Huh. Oh, you can see his spine. Look at his spine. Ugh. Like, for you guys, that might be... it look like a line, maybe not. But for me, I can see individual dots, like the bones, the curve in his spine. Alright, so Aegis himself doesn't give you an item, but he does open access to, excuse me, Tiny and Aquagoth, both of which give you an item. So, options for later. I'm not too interested in fighting Tiny or Aquagoth right now. Why is it off center? Man, it's hard being the sacred dog. What's up, Ancient Seraph? How are you doing? Hey, Alpha Battler. Welcome in. Okay, so now that we're not worried about density of bosses, let's worry about density of... Alright, now that we're not worried about density checks, let's worry about density of bosses. Aquagoth takes a while to get to. We can, of course, go do the ruins, and I'm a little more inclined to go do the ruins. However, I don't have barrier yet, and like I said, I didn't want to use glitch on the final boss. I didn't want to use wings glitch on the final boss rush, so let's see if we can find barrier at least. If it's at a really bad spot, I'm not going to worry about it. But it's looking like we're not going to be getting Horus's aura, because I'm not going to be checking too many more chests. So, just to show that you don't have to warp through the desert to get down here, let's go ahead. We're going to go and see... I mean, I'm here, right? I got enough levitate. We fought Vigor. After you fight Vigor, you can check this spell from Blimp. I don't know what I need. I'm gonna save in case I soft lock on Tiny. We're gonna go fight Tiny, then we're gonna meet Blimp. Not Blimp. Horus. And then we're going to go complete the ruins. After that, I guess we're gonna go and... This guy gives you a spell. We'll go to Act 3 after this. Reflect. I was looking at chat. Okay. So for Tiny, you need 2 levitate. 1 levitate. You need 1 levitate. Oh my gosh. Pooch. Pooch. Pooch broke. Oh, good luck with the exostem. please ask any questions you have. So, don't immediately sprint into this. You can walk up to it and you should be fine. Just do not immediately sprint into that teleporter because there's a good chance you'll soft lock the game. But general idea for Tiny, walk into the same teleporter you just came out of, and eventually that'll lead you into the center one. Hey, Infernalist, welcome in. My soul, it hurts so much. You really shouldn't, Sliver. There are checks to get in here, chest-wise, if you're still looking for the gauge. Or Knife Asher. So there's that. I'm gonna fall into the pit so I can meet Horus a little quicker. Who is not here? Okay, quick corrosion there. At the very least, we get to talk to Madronius so that we can find his brother. Yeah, that's one of the prizes. You get nothing. Slivu, is it just... Why I has no... Horus? Okay, do not equip the bazooka on this bridge. Sadness awaits you. Speaking of sadness, I just soft locked. So if you were holding Sniff on the dog and you fall into that pit, you'll soft lock the game. So please be sure to bring some wings with you into this dungeon in case you do that. There's no Horus at the bank. Okay, so plenty of checks in here. There's two secret checks, I think, in here. But one really important thing to note is you just need an axe to break this wall, and this will get you this check. Why you do that? Stop hurting me. No, my goodness. Alright, and that's it for that. Now there's a check in this wall. You go around, there's a check over there. I think that's it on this side, actually. Well, uh-oh. I mean, I can go back and check after this. That's no problem. Oh, Solar. It's like you never sped ran this game. Okay, so... intended way of this dungeon is to walk up here, the dog will come with you, and that bridge retracts. You go step on the switch in the top left corner, and then you come back around, hit the switch to make a new bridge on the other side of the room, then sprint all the way around, go through that bridge, and then leave through the entrance you came. But if you want to skip all that, you can hold R to keep the dog sniffing at the entrance. And as long as you don't go above this kind of tiled border, you can walk here and that bridge won't retract. So I can leave the dog sniffing there. The game's not going to force him to come up here with me. Step on the switch back to the dog, and leave the room. I didn't think I'd go that far. Which is what we're going to do. It's what I wanted to show off. Yeah, we could use wings if we wanted to, and I'll go ahead and use wings. That's a little faster than me running around. Omelette. Alright, so you step on the switch. You can use wings if you want to. Or you could go back around to that bridge and back down through. I didn't think about that. So there's that. Then we get this little mini-boss who doesn't give you an item. Come to me, Minotaur. I missed you, Minotaur. Oh, okay, so now this room, there's checks, so you're gonna have to step on these switches multiple times to get to these checks. You can do this in 2 checks. I'm not prepared to really know which one I'm showing you. So yeah, you can step on this one, and then the first one. Well, that only gives you access to this one. There is a possible combination to be able to get these 2 in one go, and then the third one as your second entrance into this room. Yes, or you can leash over. But leashing is not something I've really talked about. That's more of a speedrun kind of tech. Which I don't even know how Everpupper deals with that, because Everpupper walked super far right there, and Everpupper wouldn't normally walk that far. But the order to get in here without all that is 1, 2, 3. You come up in here. Another chest right at the gates. Okay. The big concern is this chest, which people might not know about. There's a hidden chest right here. And it's usually a pain if you don't kill these slimes because they get in the way. Like I said before, Jaguar Ring is always where Jaguar Ring is, so you're always going to have Jaguar Ring. Or at least I would hope you would have Jaguar Ring before you get to that bridge. It is locked, though, by Jaguar Ring. Alright, step on those switches. Come back. Again, you can step on that first switch I stepped on, which unlocks this new area, and then just wings out if you want to. There's also speedrun tech for this room, but I'm just going to run through it. Some wings in here. The wings are for if you happen to accidentally soft lock either through, well, only by, actually, how would you soft lock now? I guess the bridge coming back. It is possible to soft lock with the bridge coming back. There's a check over there to the left. This invisible bridge was just straight down. I have done something awful, and we're gonna have to wait for the dog to come meet us. Whatever. Okay. So this was Verminator's vanilla drop. If you don't have a spear, you can't leave this room. Ah, okay. Well, there you go. That's the reason. So, after you talk to Madronius, his brother will spawn here. So you want to have the dog with you, because otherwise you're going to have to wait forever once you step on here for the dog to show up. So we're going to be sitting here for a minute. But it's nice if you, for whatever reason, don't feel like going through the prison in Act 3 and getting into the town and getting all those items. And you end up going through some Act 2 stuff, because, let's be honest, Salbog is kind of awful. It's good to bring the dog in here and have the dog talk to him, because he'll give the dog a collar for free. Okay, so there's Atlas. I won't be using Atlas in this run. Yeah, you can talk. You get the spiky collar. Should help the dog out a little bit in surviving. Yeah, super cheap. Well, that was Meteorite there, right? Alright, so one boss was the Mad Monk. Second boss is Megator, of course. So this will open up with any spear. So yeah, I don't know. I don't remember if I said this or not. I did say it. If you're on a boss kind of hunt, after you go to the market timer, or start the market timer, come here, just because you're more likely to be able to do both these bosses. If you're on a treasure hunt still, looking for the Gauge, or the Night Basher, or Bazooka Ammo, or whatever, do the pyramids first. Yeah, you can fight Megator anytime you want to. But yeah, that's fair. I mean, you can always... You would say you would kill Megator first. Just because it's a much quicker check than going for that Mad Monk check. Alright, well, I am not really interested in going all the way through Aquagoth and then being locked into Act 3 intro. Of course, Act 3 intro has a lot of chests to go through. But, no thank you right now. So, now, I would go backwards through Act 3. Let's go check on... Well, I'll do that for you. Let's go check on Madronius and Horus. I don't know. I only talked to Madronius once. Let's go back and check this. Mr. Freet, if you're still here, you said you were doing IOGR later, right? I has no Horus. So... not cool. Alright, so he gave me a second spell. I guess I just needed to talk to Madronius again, and I forgot to. So that's good to check. But it looks like he gives you his call beat spells anyway when you talk to him. After beating Aegis. Yeah. Who would voice the main character? Me, obviously. I would be the MC. Puppers! Everpupper's way too fast. Professional? Then Sliver. Gosh. Where goes that? Act 3. So you're asking, why would you do Act 3 over Act 1? It's got a lot of easy stuff. And that's just because of preference. 4 wings, good enough for me. I know that at the end of the game, I have to fight I have to get to the Act 4 and then come back for the energy core. Now, there's 2 ways to go about that. You can fight Mongola, and when you beat Mongola, the drawbridge to this castle is open, and you have quick access to the chessboard. If you don't, give me a number. If you don't fight Mongola, then you have to run all the way through the Dark Forest, which you can wings through the Dark Forest, and then come back all the way through the Dark Forest after you get the energy core, and it takes a while. Now, Mongola has a check on it. Sterling has an alchemy check on it, but Mongola has an item check. So yeah, what Sliver's saying is you can save at Tinker, and then you can save Scum. So you can talk to Neris. If you don't get the spell on the first try, just reset, try again. Otherwise, you have to wait 5 minutes in-game time. Now, I'm not the kind of horrible individual that would do such a thing. But if you're like Sliver, then you can go ahead and save Scum. Save Scum the Forest? Oh. Oh. I mean, you can do that, so you can save Scum anything, really. But if you don't want to run back all the way through the forest... now, there are hidden checks in here as well. I am not a good source for that. I would definitely recommend loading up a video game map for this map and seeing where the hidden checks are. VG Maps, yeah. VG Maps will show you all the video game maps. It can show you where all the hidden chests are in the game. So, if you have the Night Basher, that's the quick and easy way through here. So I'm going to take the Night Basher. I'm going to break this, but I'm not going to go up through Gobi's Tower yet. We're going to finish with that. But first, we are going to cast Energize. And then go take on Timberdrake. So this boss is always here to fight. Pretty easy to kill with alchemy if you have a lot of spells. Got the bazooka, so we're going to tear through him. You get Spider's Claw, so I'm not impressed. Get the bazooka back out. Now, fun thing about the forest, you walk into this... Fun thing about the forest, you walk into this screen and then use wings. And what that does is it takes you back to an entrance further into the Dark Forest. Example here, this boss fight. Quick and easy fight. Now this fight's actually pretty difficult if you don't have a lot of spells and you don't have Bazooka. And there's our wheel. Quick and easy. A little weird that I was on the exit, but whatever. So, yeah, what Sliver's talking about in here. If you don't have wings and you run through this dark forest backwards as intended, what will happen if you haven't fought that fight yet? You'll enter the screen, and the game will act like it's frozen a little bit. Don't press anything. What will happen is you'll have backwards as intended. Okay, Sliver, whatever. Yeah, don't press anything. The screen will scroll over, and it'll have the bad boy spawn on top of this platform that's usually here. You'll be here. And, I mean, if you do clear the text box, I believe you'll be here, and you just kind of have to alchemy cast, or if you have the bazooka, take a shot, or whatever. But after, like what Sliver's saying in chat, after X amount of time, it'll pathfind you to the fight, so you can just begin the fight. But like I said, if you do clear the text box, it's not the end of the world. You're just kind of limited in range here. You kind of have to rely on magic or bazooka. So we got the wheel. At this point, had I not got the wheel, I would have ran back through this forest, which I got to do anyway. If I was that interested in the spell, like I'm not going to go check one up for barrier. That's a dead end for the forest. If I was that interested in the spell, I'm not that interested in the spell. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm trying to run through here and not get lost. If I didn't get the wheel, we'd be coming through here anyway, and then we'd be going to fight Mongola. Now, I'd have went to go fight Mongola just for the wheel check, but also to open up the chessboard, because I don't have to do that. I'm going to skip that. Access made put an option on Evermizer for unlimited wings. You know about the wings glitch, Exostum? So you go through here, you fight Sterling, which is its own issue. And then you go and fight Mongola. Thank you for the bit, Turbo. Oh, me oh my. Always use wings on Sterling? No, what? Who? Sliver, what did you do to him? What did you do to him, Sliver? Did you betray Turbo? Do not use wings on Sterling. Psychopaths. So once you have all the items, you get sent to Act 4. Now, I'm not going to go through all of Act 4. The way that this Evermizer is set up right now, the only thing you need left to beat the game is the energy core, and you have to get the energy core. In the speed run, you can just glitch your way through the door to the boss room. You're done. The boss door in the Evermizer is programmed so that you can't glitch through it. Currently, all the other doors can be glitched through, and we're going to be taking advantage of that, but I don't know what the future holds as far as that. You're a monster, Sliver. Poor Turbo. How hard is... It is to disable wings in unescapable rooms. What do you mean? So, like, I have wings I can use right now, and it says it didn't work. And now I'm not going to take damage in this room. I don't have a hitbox or anything. So that's the wings glitch. In dungeons, it'll take you to the beginning of a dungeon, most of the time. Toaster dog. Second best dog. Only two. Ever papa. Alright. Like I said, I'm going to be taking advantage of this door glitch kind of thing. So what you're going to want to do as soon as you get to Act 4, you're going to go all the way to the right side. And that's going to put you here. Now, if I'm standing up here and I press B, I'm firing. I'm not in a good spot. Down here, I'm firing. I'm not in a good spot. I'm pressing B right now. I'm not firing, so I'm in a good spot. What you're going to want to do is press Y. That's going to go into your inventory. Then you're going to tap Y to come out of your inventory. But while you're fading out, you're going to hold B and reapply Y. So tap Y again, and that's going to bring up the menu screen again with a B buffered input. And I'm going to tap Y again and hold select as the menu's closing. And what that does is it on one frame puts a B input, and on the very next frame it switches character to the boy. And the game doesn't check that finite of a distance between frames. So the game thinks that the boy opened that door. So it's Y to your menu, making sure the dog can't attack where he's standing. Y hold BY. And then you let go of everything. And then tap Y and hold select while the menu's closing. And that will, what is called Saturn skip through the door. Otherwise, a lot of Act 4 is kind of searching through everything and whatnot. Now, currently, the energy core isn't shuffled in through items. It's in its vanilla place. That's going to change. That's going to be worked on. Act 4 will eventually be worked into a more usable region. But as it stands, Act 4 is pretty vanilla. So we come to Professor Ruffleberg. He unlocks the energy core. We go back to the surface. Get the energy core. We come back. We fight Carltron. Well, of course it is, Sliver. So what I'm going to try to do is beat this game without any barrier or any wings glitch in the boss rush. We'll see how it goes. Does Assassin not have anything for his patches, Sliver? So if you manage to find the either 5,000 gold coin stash from Verminator, which is a progressive reward, or if you happen to find the 10,000 gold coins from Mongola, you should have enough credits to buy all this armor. Now, as far as finding armor in pots and whatnot, it's progressive armor at this point. So I found the shell hat, the grass vest. The dino skin itself is a stagnant reward. But then I found the bronze armor, the bronze chest plate, which went one step up an act. My gosh, guys. So we land, go to Act 3. A second to last chance for an easy barrier pickup. Third to last chance. We've got this spell, which is Vanilla Nitro, Regrowth, don't care. Yeah, too bad we don't have randomized Dark Forest. Said no one ever. So I didn't go fight Mongola, so the drawbridge isn't down. So you would go up to the draw, you go here and go left and all the way to the left, and that would take you to the chessboard. What we have to do is go through the Dark Forest right now. How dare you? How dare you again? How dare you many, many times? Now you're just gonna walk by me? So, as we did before, we can wings. It takes us here. Oh, solar. And then you enter this screen and use wings again. Conversely, the escape spell does the same thing. But I don't have the escape spell. So we gotta run back through this forest backwards, and I'm relatively certain we'll get lost along the way, but we'll see. Ow. Mein Freund. Yeah. Okay, come up, then it's little diagonals here. Oh, if Secret of Mana can do rainbow, like on-screen color changes in real time, I know you can, Slivu. Damn. Yep. That was one other thing I wanted to get to, because I mentioned that in Act 2, the skulls give... No, Turbo. In Act 2, the skulls give 300 experience. In Act 4, these skulls right here give 300 experience. 2, 2, 3, 7... They get 300. The skulls on the chessboard give 400 experience. These skulls right here are the same as the ones in Act 2, but the ones on the chessboard give 400 experience. Great for leveling up, especially if you have an alchemy spell that you can just kind of spam. So that's not unlocked yet, so we can't go back through there. Which means we have to fight Foot Knight. Come down here, get your energy core. If you're still hunting for a spell you need, there's this guy. He'll give you one spell for free. The other spell he'll give you if you have the Oracle Bone. He's also the only source of grease in the game. So if you need grease, there you go. Energizer plus bazooka. Mwah. Did I not just say that, Turbo? Is there an echo in here? Now, unfortunately, I don't have, well, you can't do anything anyway. You gotta run back through the Dark Woods as intended. You can't wings forward through it. Oh, you're fine, Turbo. I appreciate you stepping in case I missed something. You can go through the well. Okay, to be fair, that's not something I've done yet in this. Well, let's show that off. Let's show that off anyway. So, a relatively new feature addition to the Evermizer is the back and forth travel between Act 2 and 3 via the well, which you don't need to fight Aquagoth for, right, Slivu? And I'm not going here for no reason whatsoever. $1077, and I leveled up. 400 each. Do you think I played this in a month? Oh, we've got Everpupper. Nah, I could put Energize and have Infinite Sprint right now on Everpupper, which would be great. So yeah, instead of going through the Dark Forest, you can run back through here. Just keep in mind, to go back through there, you gotta do the pig race and whatnot. Planter here. Basolfin, how are you doing? Welcome in. Because once you change screens, this door closes, and it treats it as if it's your first time to Act 3. So you have to do the whole pig race and the whole prison escape, yada yada. But for our purposes, we're just going to go back through the well anyway. Also, going back on something else, there's this entrance on the back of this house. And that's the secret one in this town. Dark Forest, oh my gosh. This guy gives Thug's Cloak. This guy gives the Oracle Bone. If you wanted to get that other spell. So you would pick up a Golden Jackal and a Jeweled Scarab from the Act 2 market. And then take that to the guy underneath the chessboard. Also, there are a few sections with secret chests. One back here. One somewhere in here. Where? Up in here. And then I thought there was a third one. But yeah. You talk to him. He throws you back over here. Neck dog. Yes. That's another great thing to say. You'll see that I've been saving in different places. Not just the same save file over and over and over again. Please make multiple save files as you go. It's not for bug testing or whatever thing. It's... There are places that you just will get sniped from something you're not expecting. Evermore is very freaky with stuff. We had Flare Zenyu. Poor Flare took an 800 plus damage plague because she did insane bazooka damage within the frame check of plague on an enemy, and it did 800 some damage and killed the boy. Spade. Alright, back over here. Pressing B, I'm not getting anything. Y. Y, B, Y. Y, hold select. This is very true, Turbo. Now, this room is nice with the toaster dog because there is a place where the dog can just stand there and open that door. Follow me, and you'll see. It's time to fight the boss. So, as far as difficulty, this boss rush is insane. If you do not have something to help you mitigate damage. Yeah, just get insanely overleveled. Not trying to glitch too much in here. Poor doggo. Missed. I have... Yeah, I got the right one on. Alright. Now. I don't really know how I'm gonna have to handle Metal Magmar. I was not prepared for this. I didn't think about that coming into this fight. Wonder if Hypnotize will work. We'll see. Solar's a little worried. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. We'll be okay. Keep in mind, if we use wings right now, the rest of the fight is free. Where is your faith in me, people? Alright, why didn't I bring some wings in here? Oh. Oh, mamacita! Bazooka, please. I am curious to know how I'm going to deal with the whole Dark Toaster situation. Now, what you might not know is that there is a way. Maybe not so much with this. Well, in any case. That didn't do anything. To where these psycho jerks get locked into the wall like this. And as long as you don't hit them when they're close to you, like this, they're never going to be able to touch you. Just don't hit them when they're directly in front of you, because that gives them an angle. Gives them an angle at you.
IDK what Evermizer is, but let's go.
A spot, you jerk game. But Dozer, what is up? Evermizer, my dear friend, is the secret to Evermore randomizer. Programmed by our illustrious Black Sliver. Now, from a speedrunning point of view, you would kill this Mecha Duster right now. But that does introduce a Death Spider, which I don't really want to deal with right now. Can we, really? You see, I don't really know how I'm gonna do this. So if you have call beads, you can cast Hypnotize, which is going to keep an enemy in place. There you go. Otherwise, Dark Toaster will wreck your day in so many ways because of his high evasion and high damage dealing. Now, this one I'm a little more worried about. Let's see if that works here. Okay, what am I looking at here? I demand you load a save after that and show the world the Lipus. Fair enough. Worrisome. Alright, so this is going to be my last call bead. Alright. I'm going to bait Carltron over there, and then I'm going to run up here. So, with wings, without wings, whatever, you can come back here, and Carltron will never, ever be able to touch you. You just have to get back there safely. So if you get back here, you never have to worry about him hurting you or whatever. Otherwise, you'd be using barrier and staying down there. It's up to you how you want to play it. But as far as just showing for beating a seed, I'm gonna go with this chicken strat. Without anyone telling or without telling anyone? Now, also, obviously, you can have the dog on attack if you want. Multicast, energize if you want. The issue is, Doggo likes to go nuts. And there are instances when he will get killed by that explosion. So, it's up to you. He is going to be doing a little bit extra damage for us. And there you go. The Evermizer.